Hi guys, this is Rolf from Tesla Owners US, and first what I want to say, I reached 2,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing, and keep subscribing if you see that channel. Keep the thumbs up, and if you don't like it, keep the thumbs up. There are always some people there who want to do the thumbs down. But if you have the thumbs down or not like it, just write a comment and I can answer that. So write a comment and I reply to the comment the best I could with my answers for that. Thank you very much for all of you guys subscribing to my channel. Finally reached 2,000 and did not reach the permission to go commercial. So this is a non-commercial channel. You will not see any commercial there. Actually, the third time that the guys from YouTube wrote me that they are still reviewing, they have a backlog for all YouTubers and so on. And it's gonna be now end of June. Okay. Let's see what's coming out. That I will show you what happened with Tesla Roadster number 5. And there I'm going now. Alright, sign up for that channel, click the thumbs up, and if you need to know anything about Tesla, any consulting about Tesla, so I can help you. If you use my referral code, I can help you to get your car or make recommendation what you should take or not take from the options what you have and so on. So see you soon and watch this movie coming up.
I pressed insane. I went insane.
Hi, this is Rolf from Tesla Owners US, and we have Pete Gruber here with Gruber Motors. And we're talking today about a very rare Tesla, and we show you also the other Tesla Roadsters. One of the rare Tesla is the Tesla Roadster number 5. And Pete can tell us something about it. Pete always brings, and I would like that as well, I'll show you that on our Facebook site. There are the Tesla Roadster newsletters. Some things about history about Tesla, some tricks, tips and tricks about Tesla, what you can use and what you can do. And we want to go today through the Tesla Roadster number 5. I one time announced it very brief that this is another story. We will go through the other story. Okay, we are now here at Tesla Roadster number 5. So, and Pete explains us something about this car.
So this car actually was not made in the United States. The first generation Roadsters were actually built in the UK in a small village called Hethel, which had a converted World War II RAF airfield, which had been converted by Lotus as a production facility, small run. The first 11 Roadsters were built there and shipped complete over to the United States. After the 11th car, Tesla decided it was too expensive to ship whole cars, so they began to ship gliders, as they called them, which were devoid of a drivetrain. So the battery was missing and the motor was missing. So this is one of the rare cars that actually came from Europe, and the way you can tell is on the VIN number. If it starts with SFZRE, that means that it's a UK car. And then of course the rest of that, you can see it's a bunch of zeros and 5s, so it's the 5th car ever made.
Okay, now tell us something about who is supposed to get that car.
Well, it's an interesting story there too. Every car has a story, we've noticed. This car was actually intended to stay within the Musk family. And the story we're getting is that this was actually Kimball's car, Kimball Musk. Kimball, for whatever reason, didn't want the car. So it went into private ownership for a number of years, and it went to a gentleman, Randy Jackson, who was an avid alternative energy buff, not only having solar on his house, of course, but having a full electric car. He attended many car shows and events, and sadly, a couple of years ago, succumbed to cancer, and we bought this car from his widow.
And actually there I came in, and we had one time a showing at the
pavilions.
At the Scottsdale Pavilions, and there was the event what we have every year at the Electric Drive Week. Mm-hmm. And at Electric Drive Week, there was an older couple. They came to me and said, "Oh, I have here a nice Roadster. I saw that you have a Roadster. I have here a nice Roadster." and we are thinking to get this amount of the car. And I said, oh guys, you know, I already have a Roadster, but maybe I can bring you together with someone who is interested in that car. And what happened then is, at that time you came with your T0.
Exactly.
At that time you came with your T0, and the T0 was there, and I said, hey Pete, look, there is a nice offer here for that car. Would you be interested in? Because you have a few of the Roadsters, and we will show all of them already.
You know, my first reaction was, no, we have too many Teslas.
Yeah.
And then I thought about it over the weekend, and this is a special car which they had recognized. It's number 5, and of course at some point it will be collectible. We had the T0 at this show, which was also, in my opinion, highly collectible at some point in the future. So after thinking about it for the weekend and trying to figure out who might be interested in a Roadster, it occurred to me that that might be us. So I contacted the seller, we struck a price, and the car needed a bit of work at that point. It had an air conditioning problem, and it got stuck in Tesla Service Center jail for about a month or so. And they were able to resolve the issue. It got repaired, and it made its way to Phoenix.
Okay. So let's get around. I get around the car. It's Tesla number 5 has brown seats, and wasn't that the case? Yes, there is a gear stick or a gear shift in the car, because the first ones was with 2 gears, right? The first gear went up to 60 miles or so, and then in the next gear is from 60 miles up. Is that correct?
They began burning up torque converters, so they decided they needed to change the design.
Oh yes.
Now I don't know the history of the modifications that were made to this car, but I am being told that the early generation, the original first dozen or so Roadsters, were all unique in their own way. They were basically prototypes. And this particular car had the battery pack replaced at one point in its history before we bought it. And I'm sure there were other modifications.
You see, I like that, you know, that little shelf there.
Yeah.
You see that? I also saw that only one time. It has carbon fiber door sills, right? And it has a carbon fiber interior here with those buttons, and then all of those buttons there, for what were those buttons for? I think that was air conditioning.
Heater, air conditioning, defroster.
Yep. Yeah. And the brown seats, personally I don't like the brown seats, probably they fit into that. It's more like other brown seats from other manufacturers where they like that color.
While your camera's in there, Rolf,
you
might want to take a picture of that plaque. That is unique to the first 100 Tesla Roadsters made, and it is a signature plaque of all of the original Tesla employees.
Signature 100, yes, and all of the employees.
I haven't found it yet or looked for it diligently, but you'll probably find Elon Musk.
We say something more to that picture. These are the first 100 Roadsters, so the first 100 highway-capable electric cars, let me say it like that. And every employee is on that logo, which has signed it. I tried to get a better picture and blend it into the movie, which this is also the serial number is shown there, number 5. That's really a special deal. So now you have, and probably Elon's signature on this one as well. So you now have a signature car, right? Okay, cool. So let's go around here. This has not changed. There are the intakes here. Here is the opening for the port. That's the normal port as well. And you told me also a story about the intakes. These ones were supposed to go the air through there and going down in order to cool the PEM, right?
Exactly. Martin Eberhard was telling us that it was a design goal that was never realized because they needed to get cars out in production. But the original goal was those scoops on the side, just like the Ferrari 308, were intended to be part of the PEM cooling system. So they never completed.
Yeah, tubes going through here and then go. Now the cooling system is the reverse direction. It takes the dust from the street.
Exactly.
And that's why they're always getting very dusty every time.
They're actually mini vacuum cleaners on the road. cleaning up our roadways.
So this has a dealer's license, solar powered. Good. I like the rear diffuser. It looks a little bit better than the one from the standard ones there now today.
The plate that we actually selected, a custom plate, is up there on the wall right now because we're servicing the car, and it says Tesla 5.
Oh, yes. Oh, let me go to that plate. To show that plate. Which is Tesla 5. Here's that Arizona plate.
It's an Arizona cloud plate. Yes.
Yeah. The alternative fuel, how they call it.
Now, there's another interesting aspect to this car. We believe that this was one of the original press release cars. If you go to websites like wayback.com, you'll see beautiful pictures of a Fusion Red 2008 Roadster with those color seats. And we believe that this was the car or the model that they used to promote the car.
Yeah. So you said something, you want to open the trunk there? Because we want to show something. There's a difference between some stuff what are in the earlier versions.
So what we're going to show here is the power electronic module, or the PEM as they call it, is a bit different in the 1.0 Roadsters. It's much wider, and the connecting points are a bit different than the later models.
Yeah.
We happen to have one right next to it here, so you can see the differences.
No, oh, look at this one. The wires are not hanging out there anymore, and the emergency disable is in the PEM at the back.
Right.
You know, because at my Roadster it's in the front. The emergency disable.
Exactly.
So this is where the fire department has to cut the wires that they're getting electrocuted.
And it also does not have the fuzzy trunk.
Yes. This material is just the regular carbon fiber. Yeah. Did they change the trunk into a non-carbon fiber plastic later, or?
You know, I don't know that for sure.
But we can check here.
Yeah.
Here's another Roadster as on one of the later models. As you can see here, there's more room in the PEM, and it's going over here as well, and the wires are hanging out here. Yeah. And you know what? Here we can see the material. And then it could be carbon fiber as well. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's go through the timeline. There is a newsletter that's August 2017, and okay, if you can read it, that should be easy.
Okay, Martin Eberhard left Tesla in January of 2008.
Yes.
And by March 17th, regular production commenced on the Roadsters with a goal of producing 100 vehicles per month. By the 2008 models sold out quickly, and there were reservations placed for 900 2009 Roadsters fairly quickly. In fact, we believe that this was the car that was in the shop at the time Arnold Schwarzenegger came to the shop, was impressed, and actually ordered his Roadster, because there were only 8 Roadsters in the shop at that point in time.
Yeah, yeah.
And this must have been one of them, because, you know. By 2010, Tesla Motors has an IPO. They launched their IPO at $17 a share, and the same day it went up 40% to $23.89.
Okay, great.
And of course now it's shy of 300, and we're all waiting for it to go to 400.
Yes. Actually, I was there very early with those guys, as you know. But I didn't get into the IPO because you had to have put $1 million down to go to IPO, and
really?
bid for it as well.
Yeah.
So I asked many times there, but at that time I did not have $1 million.
Well, I asked Elon to save me one of those 2020 Roadsters, and he says, "Nah, you gotta get in line and pay your $250." You know. I said, "Well, we don't have the insurance money yet, you know, from the fire that we had."
Really, did you ask him, or what?
Yeah.
Did you send him a text, or what?
Yeah, I sent him an email, and he responded and said, "No, you're gonna have to wait in line like the rest of them, you know."
You're sure he doesn't make any exceptions. Okay, so hey, enjoy this great car. I think the lights are the same as before. This one is also different, and we will show you one car of Mike. He has an orange one, which is a 2.0. That looks the same way like this one. That's an intake there, and it pulls the air through, coming out here through the radiators for cooling. Great car. And Roadster number 5. That's the one what supposedly Kimball didn't want, right? So we can say that like that. Maybe he didn't like the color. I wouldn't like the brown seats, so I have to tell you that.
He's always free to add to that story, since this video is going out on YouTube at some point. We'd love to hear from him. What were his thoughts? What was he thinking?
What was he thinking why he did not take that beautiful car? Maybe he doesn't like the color, the red, or the brown seats. So I wouldn't like the brown seats. I would put there probably white seats in there.
Well, the other question I have is, of course, Elon had a Tesla Roadster, which is now in space, but for some reason the VIN on that is 500 or 600, and I'm wondering why he didn't take one of the early Roadsters.
Yes, yes.
So that's a question for you, Elon.
So why was VIN number 500, 600 being put into space and not VIN number 1? Right?